Man, what's up, man? Right now, y'all
Go
tuned in
ahead,
to
go ahead.
a new podcast, Three Black Dads. Myself, LB, better known as Matt. We about to give you a whole perspective from, you know, different perspective. We all fathers out here and everything, but we think different. So, we're gonna talk about many different topics, and we're gonna introduce you to the next co-host, my guy Chuck. Chuck, what's up?
What's going on? Chuck and McFly, one of the three black dads, man. Uh, doing my thing with my brothers, man. Uh, my dogs I've been down with for 20 plus years, you know what I'm saying? So all of us just sharing our different perspectives on a variety of issues, including fatherhood and sports and whatever else may pop in our head. So,
What's going on, folks? This is Brandon Lewis, aka B. Lou. My boys call me. Like I said, we've been down for about 20 plus years. A little bit about the socials, man. You find your boy on TikTok, Mr. New Lou, NEU underscore LEW. Also, Mr. Lewis on TikTok or so the X platform or Twitter, whatever they call it these days. All right, man. So let's get it cranked up on what we were talking about a minute ago. So we've been doing this for years. Let's get it cranked up. Like this is something we just decide to just turn this into a podcast form because it entertains us when we do it. So we decide to go ahead and record it, and hopefully it'll entertain and bring some joy and some insight to other folks. All right, let's get back on this topic we were just talking about.
Oh
We were talking
man,
about greatest hip hop artists of all time. The conversation has been had thousands of times around the world, if not millions. And like most folks do, my boy Chucky McFly says that Eminem is the greatest hip hop artist of all time. My man,
oh,
please support your idea. Go for it. I'm trying to hear this. I need to hear. I need to hear.
as far as lyrically, yes, he's the best hip hop artist. He sold the most records. So if you take those metrics and put them together, I would say that.
Bro, I'm
Now, as
just
far as my personal opinion, like
okay.
as far as who is my favorite hip hop artist or who I think is the greatest, like I'm not gonna say that as far as about him, but
Well, that's what you just said though. You just said you made the argument that Eminem was the GOAT. We had a conversation.
he the
The
go.
greatest of all time.
You if you put those metrics together, yeah.
Listen, I
Now if you're
made
just going by like who's the greatest as far as lyrical or who's the greatest artist,
now
I
listen.
mean,
I'm gonna say this, bro, and I know it's gonna
it's
make
two
some folks.
different things to me.
I know it's gonna make some folks uncomfortable. It is what it is, and if I go too far, y'all let me know. I'll rein it back a little bit.
you don't went too far.
It is hard for me. I've said this before. Y'all know how I feel about it. It is hard for me to take
Oh my God, you don't
a
went too far.
black art form created by black people
No.
and automatically take the one outlier and make him the greatest of all time. Listen to me. I like Eminem. I said this before. Listen, I don't necessarily choose. I don't believe in choosing between either or. I think you can like both sides of the aisle, right? You can like Tupac, you can like Biggie. I don't think you have to choose.
I
But the
agree.
but the idea that we can take this
Yeah.
one night. Again, the dude is lyrical. I'm not saying he can't rap. Like I would be a fool to say that. But to take this one guy and say, yes, he is the greatest of all time in a black art form, in a black medium, and say he's the greatest of all time, I don't know, man. I think that's colonizer-ish. Can I say that? I think that's what that is, man. I think that's real colonizer-ish of us to do. I don't like it.
Man, listen,
I don't like it at all.
listen,
And I
listen.
made the comparison earlier,
Personally,
and I
me,
said that's like making go for it.
man, personally, me, the greatest rapper of all time,
He's trying to be real
influence
careful.
no matter
He's
what you
trying
want to
to be
call.
real careful.
Man, Now, forget all that. The
Mm-hmm.
greatest rapper of all time, hands down, no debate. That's Pac. I'm putting that regardless. Everybody wanted to be like Pac. You know, he was the one that pretty much transitioned as far as jumping from the music to being representing black people to jumping in the movies. But the most lyrical artist, and he's
I don't
right
know,
now,
B. That's
that's J.
B.
Cole, hands
I
down.
think
Man, that's J. Cole. Listen to me. What J. Cole is
Grand
doing right
Theft
now
Auto.
and the way he's doing it, bar for bar, J. Cole is the best, and he's making the debate for being one of the probably the best of all time, bar for bar. And I don't care what nobody say on that. Yes, Pac is the most
yeah,
influential rapper to ever done
I
it
can appreciate
worldwide,
that.
global. Hands down, J. Cole. Ain't no, I
Wait a
mean,
minute.
and
Wait a
that's
minute.
my opinion. Like, I
Paul,
mean, what can we say
Paul.
about that?
I love J. Cole, by the way. Huge J. Cole fan, huge Tupac fan. But let's be real, B. You are a Tupac lover. You love Tupac. And that's something we've known for 20 plus. So your opinion on Tupac is kind of biased
Man,
because you
wait,
love
when you
Tupac.
say
Like
when you
nobody
wait,
can
wait,
say
wait, wait,
anything
wait,
bad
wait, wait.
about
When you
Tupac
talk about
without you want
loving,
to fight.
like, listen,
Am I
do I
wrong about
love
that?
his music?
Am I
Yeah, I
wrong about
love
that,
his
B?
music, but say I love that man, like you stretching it right there. I don't even know that man to love him.
But I've
Never
never
met
heard
him
you
to
say a
love him.
bad thing about Tupac. No, I mean,
Don't
come
mean I
on
just
now.
love that man
Yeah,
like that.
you know, B, you know, first off, you know what I'm talking about. You
You
know,
said what?
you know what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is you are a huge Tupac fan. You are a huge Tupac fan, is what I'm saying. That's
So
what I'm
just
saying.
because I say,
Am
and
I wrong about that? Please
regardless,
tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong.
he's had the most influence out of any rapper that been in the game. Point blank. Period. The most influential rapper
Drake.
in the game ever.
Drake.
The most influence.
How can you say
Drake.
All right,
Drake?
let's be
How
very
can you
clear.
say Drake? No, you don't see nobody out here wanting to be like Drake. You ain't seen nobody come out
Longevity.
here talking about thug
It's an
life
argument.
or wearing
Time out.
bandanas. None of that.
Hold on, time out. Hold on, B. The reason you can make I don't
You can
necessarily
make
make the
an
Drake
argument.
argument, but listen, you can make any argument because let's remember. See, you got to remember, bro. Pac was only super hot for like 10 months, and then he died.
What?
Like if you think about the time period
He was hot for 10
when
months.
Pac was just killing the game. It was not a long time period. It was not a long time period because his life was so short. He died at 25, 26. Like, he was not killing
And
the
he's
game
still
that
discussed
long.
today.
The impact is
His
longer
music
because
is
the
still
time
more
it
relevant
impacted
than
us.
most people's music today.
But
He's still talked about
I'm
today
not
more than most
disagreeing
of
with
y'all
you, B.
favorite rappers.
What I'm saying is, easy.
That's facts.
That's not necessarily true. That's not
That's
necessarily true.
facts. He been gone since 96. And he's still more discussed and more than most people favorite rappers. They talking about this man to this day. You see everybody most rappers, including Eminem, wanted to be like Pac. Eminem wanted to be like Pac. Say what?
Jada
He
Pinkett
did.
can't let that nigga go.
He did.
Jada can't let that nigga go. That's why I keep talking about Pac.
Man, it ain't got nothing to do with no Jada, bro. You tripping.
Every time we
Nah,
say about
bro.
Pac
Ain't
right
got nothing
now,
to do with her. He's still influential. He's still influential.
I don't think lyrically.
But you can argue that
not lyrically.
you can
anymore.
argue that Kanye is influential like that.
You can. Because Kanye was producing a lot of music.
Kanye don't get enough
What?
credit. Lyrically?
Nah, he don't.
Get enough credit. Like musically,
He don't.
I don't think Kanye gets enough credit.
Because he was producing and rapping, even though
I'm not saying lyrically. I think he's a musical genius. Not necessarily lyrically. I think he can rap. But I think musically, I think he's a genius.
So B, who's the greatest of all time?
Yeah. His fame, I think that's a hard question to ask because it's so subjective. Because we had the conversation earlier. My favorite rapper is Lupe Fiasco. Like in my mind, he
Mine
is
too.
one of the greatest of all time. But I can tell by your face right now that little face you got on your damn face that you disagree because it's subjective though. Like
I mean,
I don't
I
think
can't
it's
disagree
really
that that's your favorite
it's
I
like
rapper.
agree.
I can't disagree that's your favorite
Jordan
rapper.
LeBron debate.
Nah,
Say it again.
you can't compare lyrically.
Say
Yeah,
it again. I missed that. Say it again.
lyrically, Lupe was a better rapper than Tupac. But as far as influence, as far as putting bodies of work together, and I'm talking about albums. Lupe ain't on the page with Pac. It ain't too many artists that's on the page with Pac when it comes to
Here's the
putting
thing
rap
though.
albums together.
Here's the thing though. When you talk about
That's
when I think about influence,
different.
bro. Here's what I think. I don't think about influence how I influence other people. I think about influence how I influence me. Like to me, Lupe Fiasco influenced me more than Tupac did, and I love Tupac. I'm a huge Tupac
But
fan. Not as big as you,
of course,
obviously. I'm a
but of
Tupac
course,
fan. But when I listen to what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying though. Let me finish what I'm saying. When I listen to Lupe and I hear the stories he tells, I can relate more to what Lupe is saying than I can what Tupac is saying. And so for me, Lupe has a bigger impact on me than Tupac. But again, it's all subjective, bro. Like it's about what has an impact on you. I don't really give a damn about the masses, bro. I don't care how music particularly impacts the masses because the masses is about what's popular. Like people are always going to gravitate to what they think is popular because that's what people do. I've been past that. Like I like what I like. Like one of my favorite albums is Lupe's Tetsu and You. Nobody bought that album, but it's one of my favorites. Like I sit in the car right now on the road trip at jam. My wife will look at me like I'm crazy. It's one of my favorite albums. Like Mule was decent. But I'm gonna tell you the Tiesto, I didn't even know how to pronounce it. And Youth album was so cold because it had the theme throughout that entire album was slave ships. Like if you listen to the album, like it was about like he was listing slave ships throughout the entire album. And the voyage those slave ships took to the Caribbean, to the Americas, I was just like, and then he told different stories. Like he told a story from a perspective of a young girl who she had died in a drive-by at the age of 1. But he told the story from a perspective as if this young girl grew up, became a doctor from the south side of Chicago, and then ultimately ended up saving another little girl who died in a drive-by, who just so happens to be that little girl who grew up to be a doctor. Like the concept is ridiculous. And then he had another one about a song called Alan, a little kid who had drowned at the age of 2. He had drowned he's a white kid, died. But what happened was he told the perspective of Alan growing up, becoming this great swimmer, and ended up saving the life of baby Alan. Like the concept, the concept of that album or those songs was so ridiculous. Like he's one of the greatest storytellers of all time, bro. That's why I love Lupe Fiasco. Like that's why I love Lupe, bro. I'm just a stuff like that. Like I love storytelling. And Lupe Fiasco, to me, one of the best storytellers of all time, dog. All time, bro.
I mean, well, if that's the case, if you want to talk about storytellers, then you got to put Nas in that type of category. You got to put those different types of artists in that category.
I could, but I don't. I don't like listening to a lot of Nas like that. I like
but
Nas.
this is what I'm saying. Like, be honest with you, if we talk about greatest of all time, of course we gonna be opinionated as far as what we choose. I mean, you talk about Lupe, Chuck talk about Eminem. Of course, I said Pop. So of course we gonna talk about as far as who is the greatest of all time to us. But if we got to talk about as far as influential, the albums they put together and how receptive it was to a broadened audience, no matter if you like it or not, the most consistent rapper, no matter what time span you want to put on it, was Pop. Because if you got to, and you can say it's opinionated all you want to, but for him to drop Me Against the World, All Eyes on Me, and then Machiavelli was done in a week span. In a week span, it's probably the best album of all time, in my opinion. So that's three back-to-back albums. Like I said earlier, you got Jay-Z. Jay-Z dropped, he had a reasonable doubt. He had the Black Album, he had the Blueprint, and he had the Dynasty. I wouldn't say the Dynasty was a classic, but it still was a good, solid album. So, like we were talking about earlier, I told Chuck, as far as I can't even say Eminem have dropped a complete classic album besides the Marshall Mathers LP. The Eminem show, it was legit, but I can't listen to that from front to back, and that's just my opinion. But I've never heard nobody say I've jammed Eminem albums from track one to the last track. I've never heard nobody ever talk about a Lupe Fiasco.
You know why though? I mean,
why?
Here's the thing though. Nobody puts Lupe in that category. I do because I like Lupe.
But let's talk about the masses. You never heard the masses say that Lupe has dropped a classic album from front to back because it didn't reach everybody. Not saying he wasn't a lyricist, but it didn't reach everybody.
That's not true because Food and Liquor was considered to be a classic. Food and Liquor was considered to be a classic.
That was his first mainstream album. But this is my thing. If you want to look at, once again, artists and storytellers, then you got to look at Nas, Illmatic and Stillmatic. You got to look at a couple of Nas albums. You got to look at Nas. You got to look at Nas' most recent albums from him to be doing it as long as he have been, and he's still dropping consistent albums to this day. You got to say he better than Jay.
My favorite Nas album is the Untitled album. It was actually titled Nigga, but then they changed it to Untitled. But that's one of my favorite albums. Like
I thought he changed to the end.
I'm not.
We talking favorites.
That's what I'm saying. But that's the only thing you can really talk about, right? Because here's my thing. I can't speak for nobody else. If I don't like the album, I'm not gonna listen to it. So I don't know the impact of it.
Like, when I say Eminem,
I tell you what. So since we doing this podcast, when people look at this podcast, all right, when they react and respond, they can tell us who they feel like is the best rapper of all time. Since we go, and then that way we can kind of see. And I know you're not gonna care about what other people think, B. I know what you fixing your mouth to say. I know what you about to say. But at the same time,
I'm talking from an unbiased perspective. You ask me,
here's the thing though. There's no way. Look here. You know why you can't have an unbiased perspective? Because you're human. You're human. You can't have an unbiased perspective.
So we can't have this conversation about who the GOAT is.
Of course you can. We can have the conversation.
No, you can't.
But listen. You have to understand that there are going to be biases that are going to be input in there because we are human. Now, if we were robots and this is Chat GPT having a conversation, I guarantee it'd be an unbiased conversation. But we are people who are impacted by
Boy, J. Cole is the best. Just doing it right now.
Okay, so in the context of that, then no, he's not the greatest of all time. Eminem.
Who?
Like in the context of metrics, as far as like numbers wise, if you have to look on paper, you have to.
Album sales, he's the best. He's the best selling rapper. He's the best. He's the best selling rapper of all time. That's without a doubt. That's Eminem. Bottom line.
I mean, okay. Let's go. I'm always gonna make the argument that when selling albums was the biggest metric, the people with the most disposable income to buy those albums were middle America whites. So I mean that's cool, I guess. But
I wasn't middle America white, and I was still buying albums. Matter of fact, I used to go to RQ.
You're what they call an outlier, though, right? Like
no, because I know you remember that. I know you remember that ad in the magazine where you can get all them albums for a penny. How many people finessed that right there? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was loopholes and hustle behind this stuff. Huh? I know you remember that. I know you remember you can get all them albums for like a penny with the memberships and stuff like that. You ain't never did that?
No, I never did that. I heard somebody talking about that the other day. No, I never.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I did. No. I got quite a few different albums out for that.
Sheila would slap me in my mouth if I tried something.
Appreciate to all the companies that did that back in the gap. That was much appreciated.
But that's when they were struggling for album sales, and they had to put them albums together. I do remember it, and I didn't do it.
Hey, but let's keep it a buck though. The internet really helped a lot of these albums. The internet really helped a lot of these rappers to sell the numbers they sell now, because I look at it like this: If you had cats like if you had cats back in the 90s that had the internet to their disposal, they would have been selling way more numbers. Like way more numbers.
The internet helped with exposure, not with sales. And you can
it did help with sales because
you can ask artists about that now. When they get a penny off of streams, or they get a
because they got
streams.
That's because they signed them screwed up deals.
Hey man, that's the record company.
That's their fault.
I mean,
that's the business aspect.
Bro, the 360 deals before wasn't no better than what they got now. Like it's always gonna be in the benefit of the record label. That's why a lot of these cats stand independent. But I'm just saying,
some of them, it's always gonna be.
The internet helped with exposure, not necessarily with sales. The internet helped with exposure to get these cats exposed so they can go out and make money. You say on OnlyFans? What?
On their shows? On they what I'm saying?
I say OnlyFans.
Nah, boy. I said gaining fans, man.
It can help with both because now it's more of a direct to consumer market.
Correct.
So you can
listen to me first off. I wish y'all really stop trying to be so PC, both of y'all. Like this is not how we have conversations, bro. Let me put that out there. If anybody is going to watch this at this point, I'm disappointed in both of y'all right now. This is not how y'all. This is not how y'all talk. Chuck talking about. Yeah, this is the
man. B,
no, this is not how we
listen,
converse.
B,
converse how we
ain't nobody care about how you want us to talk on here. Let's keep that a buck. However you talk on here is how you talk. Now, don't nobody care about what you because it's opinionated. Keep your opinionated how we talk to yourself. Hey, remember we talked about this earlier. Sometimes don't let some of them thoughts escape out your mouth. Keep them thoughts in your mind and don't let them escape out your mouth.
No.
Now am I talking like myself? Am I talking like myself now? Do I really need to pull up on you?
As soon
man, ain't nothing PC about me.
Y'all want to be real PC? Like what y'all doing?
This is how it sounds.
Hold on, what Chuck say?
We had conversations
right
here.
What Chuck say? Chuck say.
This right here. This how it sounds. We have conversations.
Direct to consumer. We have never used the phrase direct to consumer. Never in 20 years.
So what we supposed to say? My bad. Hey, say Chuck. Hey,
bro, what word you used earlier? Deprived.
No, first off,
nah, man, he using all the more vocabulary words and stuff like that. Like, no, B. Stop acting like you acting like you just graduated and crossing the stage once. Use all these vocabulary terms instead of talking to regular.
That's a part of my normal vernacular.
Okay, so there's you. There's you.
Y'all got real buttoned up as soon as I press the record button.
Button up, bruh. Listen to me. What you want me to say? You want me to you want me to go in all the way in?
I mean,
let me do me, B. Let me do me, B.
That's what I'm saying.
I am being me. But I'm saying everything that I wanted to say so far.
That comment was really that comment was really for Chuck. It was really for Chuck, because you get on my nerves anyway.
Because I said
I don't care. I don't care.
Bro, when have you ever in a conversation where we talking about music, you talk about direct to consumer? Yo, get your bro.
What you mean? Because you was talking, bro.
Look at my face.
Turn
your camera on. Why is your camera not on? This is a podcast, dog.
Wait a minute, man. Let that man be lit because maybe it's not for viewer discretion just yet.
Hey, man, this is episode 1. It is titled episode 1. All right, put your camera on, bro.
This is the pilot to the whole podcast.
It's a pilot.
It's the pilot.
Whatever they see.
Yeah, this the pilot.
You playing the one we did earlier.
We giving the whole backdrop.
Turned into an episode.
Bruh.
Let's go ahead and get this out the way. B. Lou has been aggressive ever since walking around Prairie View with his Letterman jacket. We don't know why he's been this aggressive. But he's been very aggressive since then.
I came this close. I swear to God. I came this close at the right before the playoffs started. We had a little reunion thing at the football stadium. I came this close to wearing my Letterman. I came this close. It was like 75 degrees outside, so I didn't do it. But I swear to God, I was about to pull it out.
You should have did it regardless.
I promise you. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, hey, listen to straight, nothing but Jay-Z.
Listen to Reasonable Doubt.
And
Be like, where B? What B
no, Blueprint 2.
at? B was just take off walking. Like, God dang,
It
what
was
B
Jay
doing?
Z with some S dots on.
No, I only had one pair of S dots and they didn't fit.
Ready to debate anybody that Jay-Z was the greatest of all time.
At that time, yes, absolutely. I'm not gonna deny that.
He was. Even then, he was.
Part of me. That's still a certain part of me. Not necessarily lyrically. I still think he's great lyrically, but as an
You can
entrepreneur,
say something stupid.
he's absolutely the greatest hip hop artist. As
a business, yeah,
absolutely. You can't deny it. It's like him, and then it's him, it's Dr. Dre, and it's Ice Cube. And I would probably no, not with those three. And I would say Ice Cube, honestly, Ice Cube laid the foundation, and Jay-Z and Dre built on it.
Hey, Kanye did what Jay-Z couldn't do and sell some good looking shoes. Jay-Z.
Didn't Eminem kill Jay-Z on the song?
Who? He's on Renegade.
M killed Jay-Z on Renegade, right?
Renegade.
He did.
Okay, all right. Renegade.
He did.
Wait.
He crashed Renegade.
Nas put that in very much good perspective.
To put it in context, he bought the song off there. He bought the song from him. So Royce da 5 Nine was on the original Renegade track. So that means he bought the song with the verse on it and still got the money.
Listen to me.
Eminem make the beat?
You're making the argument that we're saying Eminem's a bad rapper. Eminem is a great rapper.
That's not what I was just pointing it out, bro. I'm not trying.
We just wanted to point out that Jay-Z got bodied on his own song that he bought.
He got crashed.
He got bodied.
Yeah, that's all I was saying. Anything beyond that?
Hey, what Nas say? Eminem murdered you on your own.
Oh God, what Eminem say?
I'm not a politician, but I kick it with you a minute. You see, they call me a menace, and if the shoe fit, I wear it. But if you don't,
y'all swallow the truth, buried. This is
now who's the king of these rules? Ludacris lucrative lyrics.
With the youth in his lyrics.
He smashed that boy on that.
I can't.
Hey, Jay-Z had a nice verse on it, but it really didn't matter.
That's what I was about to say too. They were talking about
Jay-Z had a nice,
and Jay-Z bodied his verse, but Eminem bodied the track.
What Jay say? Do not talk to me. I'm awkward. What he say? I box lefty. My pops off. What he said something. I don't know, but he went in.
It's been so long since I listened to that track, but I know Eminem came in like the alliteration. The alliteration on that track was just so dumb. You put the youth in hysterics. His views.
I don't know, but all I know is Nas capitalized on that, and Nas set the tempo with either for years to come.
But there's a huge fan that's saying, you see what it is? Maybe it's hatred to you, maybe it's food for the spirit, maybe it's beautiful music I made for you to cherish, but I'm debated, disputed, hated, and viewed in America as a drug addict, like you didn't experiment. Nah.
He killed your favorite rap on that right there. You was in denial for a long time about that. You was in denial about that for a long time.
No, never.
Yeah, you was. Yeah, you was. You was in denial about that. You did not want to hear that Eminem had crashed. And let's just keep it above. Eminem accidentally crashed Jay-Z on that song, but Nas did it purposely, and that got out of hand. Ether. Yeah. Nas dropped the whole freestyle where he went at 50. He got 50 and he got Jay. He got 50 on Don't Body Yourself. He got a couple of rappers.
He bodied Ether. He bodied Ether. I'm not gonna lie on that one.
My guy, he used Pac for the intro. That was the number one right there. When he put Pac on the intro, they really set the tone. Yeah. Like that whole still.
Everything ain't got to, bro. Everything don't have to do with Tupac, okay? You don't have to put. You have to.
Once again, Nas bodied that guy on that, and it was on one of the best albums of all time. Stillmatic. Jay-Z couldn't do nothing with that.
It ain't got nothing to do with
besides
Tupac.
come back and drop the what he dropped, the Blueprint 2, and that was trash. The Blueprint 2 was trash. Can we all agree to that?
Stupid. What? Shut up.
I don't know about that.
That's what I'm saying.
Man, Blueprint 2 was trash, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They used to be.
I don't know about
talking.
that.
And
Nah,
he'll get out.
I ain't
He'll
gonna
get
say
on
it
the
was
roll.
trash, bro.
He'll get on the roll and then just start saying random stuff.
Man,
Like,
listen
who-
to
I
me.
ain't gonna
It was trash compared to the original Blueprint and the Black Album. Bottom damn line. And then he came with Kingdom Come.
Why are you
Black
comparing
Album
one to
still
the
the best
other?
album to me.
Like standalone. These albums are standalone. They are great albums. The Black Album, standalone. Great
Nobody
album. You got to
said
compare it to nothing.
Blueprint 2 is
Reasonable
not a
Doubt,
great album.
You don't have to compare it to nothing. Blueprint, you can stand alone. You don't have to compare it to anything. These albums stand alone. Why?
The Blueprint 2
why-
does stand
why
alone
do
at the
we
bottom
feel
of the
need to always
barrel.
want to compare stuff?
Blueprint 2 was solid.
You know what? You know where they come from, huh? Seriously, I'm gonna be real with you. You know where they come from, right? Like
Where it come from?
Can I say this? Can I say this on our podcast? When Negroes always want to compare stuff, it go all the way. It go all the way back to slavery. When you got the house Negro and the field Negro, always comparing stuff. Like why we always gotta compare?
So who's the house Negro right now, B?
What's the comparison about? Like,
Nothing.
no, it's just
Besides
a
Jay-Z
comparison
getting
in
bodied on
general.
his own. Besides Jay-Z
Like-
got bodied. It wasn't no comparison because the only thing we
But
compared was
we were
Jay-Z
talking-
getting bodied by two different
you were
artists.
talking about
That's how it
album
started.
versus album.
He got bad.
You were talking about
He got
Jay-Z
bodied.
album versus Jay-Z album. How are you comparing Jay-Z album versus Jay-Z album? That doesn't make sense. They
Because he
stand
went from
alone.
good to bad to good. Y'all said that was a
Blueprint-
solid album. It was not.
Blueprint 2, The Gift and the Curse was a
Was
very
decent.
good album. Was
It was
a
decent.
classic? Probably not.
It was decent.
But it was a
it was
very
decent.
good album. And as a matter of fact, in my opinion, it is my favorite album because of the time that I was listening to it. Blueprint 2 is my favorite album, The Gift and the Curse, mostly The Curse. And I told y'all when I was listening to it. Because I remember
Nobody
Joey
listened
used
to you though.
Joey used to make fun of me because I was like, my favorite song was
Change
I
clothes.
can't
No, that was on Black Album.
no, that ain't close. No, the song where it was I gotta go.
It was such a great album, but you can't remember the name of the song.
I gotta go back and look at the track list. Nigga, I'm 40 years
Why?
old.
It was a great album. You should know the
I really
tracks.
haven't listened to the album in years. Like
That
I
don't
have
mean
priorities.
nothing.
Yes, it does. Like
No, it don't.
I have other priorities now. Like my priority back then was this.
Hey, I got priorities too, but I can
No, I
remember
got other priorities.
my favorite albums. I can remember the songs that's on there.
Oh,
I can name you every track on Machiavelli. I can name you every track on Stillmatic.
Congratulations, give him a cookie.
I'm just saying. I can name you more tracks on the Black Album than the Blueprint 2.
Meet the Parents.
Oh,
Meet the Parents was
hey, they had
Meet the
Roses
Parents.
and Guns N' Roses with Lenny Kravitz. That was legit. I like that.
that was on
they
the
hit-
curse. That was on the gift. That wasn't on the curse.
Yeah, Heavy D
No, I
produced
take
that
it
right
back.
there.
That wasn't a curse. That wasn't a curse. That was the first time on the curse. First track on the curse. Meet the
I don't
Parents.
know. I
was
just
my
know
favorite
Heavy D produced that. That
Meet
was a
the
legit
Parents
Heavy
my
D
favorite
production
track
right there.
on the
Heavy D
curse
was
album.
on in his bag on that one.
Yeah, that track did go hard.
It did.
But Meet the
It
Parents.
did.
Meet the Parents is my favorite track because of the duality of that conversation that was being had. Right, the two different sides. Like the guy that was walking the straight and narrow, and the hood cat, and this chick stuck in between trying to choose what's best for her and what's best for her life. I thought that was just, again, the storytelling, bro. I love storytelling.
I can't lie to you. I never really listened to the song. I didn't really listen to the album because I thought it was decent. But it is what it is.
I mean, it's okay. That's your prerogative, right? But I'm just saying,
It surely is. And I'm not Bobby Brown.
That track hit me in a time in my life where some of that stuff I was kind of going through. So I was like, that was my joint.
That's what's up. You want a hug?
Huh? Hey man, go slap yourself. Chuck, I'm still trying to figure out why Chuck ain't got his camera on. Like it's not a podcast.
I don't
this
know,
is not
man.
the first podcast.
Hey,
What are we
so
doing?
B, hold up. All right, so the podcast is called Three Black Dads, right?
Three Black Dad, yes sir.
So right now, all right, from when you first started out to the point you at right now, how much have you, I guess, evolved as to being the dad you are
What you
with
mean?
your kid?
Like,
As far as
you mean
like,
from-
when you first became a father and everything, the type of man you were versus the type of man you are. Like, you know what I'm saying? How much growth
Um,
have you had?
Such a really good question, bro. So from then to now, from when I first became a dad to now, um, when I first became a dad, it was scary. It was nerve wracking, and I guess it kind of still is. I talk to my wife about this all the time. I still concern myself. Am I making the right decision? Like, are we doing the right thing? Are we doing right by our kids? Honestly, if I'm being, not much has really changed since I've become a dad because my kids' priorities come first. Everybody got those selfish moments where you go out and do some stuff that to take care of you and wifey. Make sure y'all stay sane. But for the most part, like my kids' stuff come first. Everything they do come first. Like them, like I always want to make sure that my kids are, and my kids are a little older than your kids, right? So like I got a 16-year-old. So understanding that like what he needs is a little bit different than what my other two need. That's really the hard part because my 16-year-old is a-hole. I love that little Negro. I love that little Negro to death, and I do. Lord knows I love him. That's my guy. But like I'm telling you, when y'all kids get to that teenage age where they got these mood swings, bro, it's different, dog. Like I got those moments where I want to punch Denzel in the face, and then 15 minutes later he'll come up to me and he'll give me a dap and say, "Hey, I just want to check on you. How you doing, Dad?" Like, and 15 minutes ago he was getting on my nerves. 15 minutes ago he was being an a-hole. So, yeah, no, man, it's different. In regards to how I treat my kids, but as far as how I respond, it's the same thing, man. I'm always paranoid. Always nervous that am I doing the right thing by my kids? Am I giving them the best opportunity to succeed? Do
I
my
think
kids
that
know I
paranoia.
love? Huh?
I think that paranoia is just something. I think just as time go by, I don't think there's nothing that really gets easier with as
No,
far as
hell no.
you
Hell
know,
no, don't get
because
easy.
you always have that concern as far as because I know I've had times where
It gets
I know
worse.
I have to be. Yeah, it gets worse. I had to be that disciplinary factor, to my kids, and I be thinking like, well, you know what I'm saying, damn, did I go too far, But at the same time, I look at the overall as far as I'm doing it for the betterment. I always look at it as far as everything I'm doing, as long as I'm doing it as far as through God's eyesight, then He's gonna lead them in the right direction. The decisions I'm making, I know
Listen,
one thing is a not hold on. I
go
got
ahead.
another question I'm gonna ask y'all. Chuck, how do you feel like as
Yo,
far as with you being a father right now versus when you started? Like, how much growth have you had?
I think I've grown a lot. Just really getting myself together in my journey to like kind of learn myself. It allowed me to be a better father to my kids because at first, I was kind of lost. Like, not only like as far as like, caught up in that, like you say, in that paranoia and that like, oh, and putting pressure on myself to where I learned how to give myself grace and understand like, I'm not going to be the perfect parent, but to be present in the moment with them instead of like worrying about, what I'm saying, what I may not be doing or worrying about the future. It's like I'm I'm kind of enjoying that. I learned to enjoy that time with them instead of stressing about what may or may not happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can understand that
Mm.
completely because I mean, I know as far as with me being a coach and my kids being young, constantly being gone and not getting that time when I spend more time with other people's kids than my own. So,
Mm.
when I come home, I'm tired, I want to relax, what I'm saying, get ready for the next day. Like that's that whole routine. And, as far as spending, I sometimes think like, am I getting enough time in with my kids? But then I look at it as far as I do get a lot of time in with my kids. I'm grateful enough to right now that, my kids are at the same school that I'm at. And I get a chance to see them. I'm in my son's PE class and stuff like that. So, I
Mm-hmm.
think, God kind of provided an opportunity for me to be able to still get that time in with them and not feel like as far as if I'm slacking with that time. Yeah, I think that's something every parent struggle with because we gotta find a way or a means to provide for them. So, and
Right.
do what we need to do what's necessary. And they may not understand that right away. Like B was saying, like, his son is
Mhm.
16 and have different needs and stuff, and maybe an a-hole to them, but at the same time, they come back and let us know that, they do appreciate us in some way, form, or fashion, or just that time that we get a chance to have with them. Then, when that time does happen to be to where we don't be with them or they do live their own life, then we'll at
So
least
that's
have those
so
memories
that
or understand that
that's
we
what
did what we needed
that's
to.
my bad. Go ahead, finish it.
Nah, you good, I'm done.
No, but I was gonna say that's the main reason why I stopped coaching. And there's some other things that went along with that. Man, I coached for like 10+ years, but even before Bryce was born. And what I started to realize is when Bryce got to that age of where he was playing competitive baseball, and I'm a baseball coach, I'm missing everything because my
Yeah.
season obviously is when his season is, right? So I was just like, man, I love baseball. Everybody knows that about me. I love baseball, right? And I really like coaching baseball. I'm good at it. I'm really good at it. But I was just like, man, at the same discussion, do I want to spend more time and build relationships with these kids who aren't my kids, or have the opportunity to be there for my 3 kids and say, you know what, that's my biggest thing, man. My biggest thing is, I don't give a damn what nobody say. I want to be there, right? Like when my oldest son has his cookout competition, I got to be there, right? When my daughter has her gymnastics stuff or her cheer stuff, hey man, I'm a cheer dad, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about cheer dad in the cheer dad way with the shirt on, the pom poms, looking weird. You know what I'm saying? I'm a cheer dad.
Hey,
Like
do
Hey,
that's
you have
man,
do you have the bedazzled
I ain't
glitter
got. And
letters
look
on
at
your
I
shirts and
can
stuff?
dig it.
I ain't got no beef with it. You can talk. They talk bad
I
about me
can
if they
dig it,
want to.
bro.
I do not care. When my
But
baby
do
Yeah,
you
girl,
have
nah.
the
what?
bedazzled shirts and stuff with the letters and stuff too? Like, hey,
Huh?
that's like, do you have the bedazzled shirts, like the letters on your shirts and
Nah,
stuff to
no,
match?
no. I ain't had no bedazzles, but I had a shirt. I had a shirt with my name on it though, and it said something about cheer. My wife got it made for me. Cheer dad, and it had my name on the back. Like, hey, but you know what, man? I don't give what nobody say. I love that stuff. Like
Hey,
like being
man.
able to go to my son's games and sit in the stands. And I always, so this was cold to me, right? I always envision myself at my kids' games like the dad that sits way off in the corner, away from, like for Bryce, I like to sit in right field, not bother him, not bother nobody to watch the game. And I did that for a tournament. And Bryce came up to me after the tournament or after the game, and he looked at me and said, "Dad, hey man, where were you? I didn't see you." And I was like, I was just sitting in the back, but I didn't want to bother you. I said, "No, I don't like that. Dad. I need you to sit closer to me. I like to see you when I play." And bro, when I tell you that almost broke me down in tears, nigga. I mean, it's too late. I already said it. Bro, when I tell you that you broke me down in tears, bro, almost. Like, bro, I was like, you know what? But that told me that my kids want us to be around. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
they
Yeah,
want to see our presence. And so I was
yeah.
like, from that point on, I'm sitting right behind the fence.
exactly,
If he
bro.
look at me, he see me, bro. But that to me, that's why I stopped coaching. And I get calls all the time. I got a call from a guy over at Kingwood wanted me to come be his assistant coach. I got a call from another guy who wanted me to be his coach. They wanted me to come be the head coach out at Splendor before I left. But I was just like, man, this is all well and good. And I love coaching. I love baseball. I'm very good at it. But dog, there's no better feeling than being in the stands for your kids when
Hmm.
they see you. And I don't care what the activity is, bro. I don't care what the activity is. Like when I'm in the stands with my kids, dog, that is to me that is the highlight of being a black dad. I don't care what nobody say.
Hmm.
I don't care what nobody say. You can make fun of me with my bedazzled shirt. You can look at me.
Nah, man.
These
I just
hands
wanted
still
to,
work.
hey,
These
He
I
hands
just
just
I
still
just
he
I
work.
just
just
figured
wants to
that,
know
what
if
I'm
it
saying,
was
you probably want
bedazzled,
the
bro.
you want to be out there with your bedazzled shirt on, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I
listen to
can
me.
guarantee you if ZZ was out there doing her
You
thing,
gonna have your
you
bedazzled
doggone
shirt
right I
on.
am.
Hey,
I'm gonna have the
man.
most bedazzled shirt on there saying ZZ Pops.
Hey,
That's what it's
bro,
gonna be.
I'm telling you,
ZZ
Hey,
number one
that's
fan.
real, bro.
ain't no shame about it. I don't care what nobody say. Nigga, look at
Girl,
them
then
boys.
shout it.
Them boys. See, I'm just
You
real
hear
with
me?
you. Them boys can miss me with that tough guy stuff. I'm done with it. I ain't got. Look here. Unless you put your hands on me and my family, go ahead with that. Like I ain't got. If you miss with tough guy stuff, I'm as soft as they come. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm a teddy bear, especially when it comes
I can't
to
say
my
that, but you know what I'm saying.
hey, when it comes to my three,
I can't say that, man.
When it comes to my three, I'm as soft as they come, bro. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah, to a certain
I'm a teddy
extent,
bear.
you know what I'm saying, because
gotta have
when it
that
comes to mine,
duality, man.
You got to.
huh?
Gotta
I
have
mean, you know what
that
I'm saying. When it comes to
duality.
my kids and comforting them, yeah, but you know what I'm saying. You know, like I said, don't just as long as nobody play about mine. So this is my next question.
Ain't
That's a
that
given.
exactly what I just said? When it comes to
That's a
my
I
given.
don't know. I didn't
my
really hear
three,
what
I'm
you
a
said
teddy bear,
because
but you put your hands on.
I didn't really hear what you
That's
said
what I
because sometimes what you say don't matter.
That's exactly what.
like you trying to repackage stuff like it's his. You know what I'm saying?
Cause I
Like you
say
just
it
tell
That
better.
boy,
me, like you
Cause
tell
I
me
say
street
it
that
better.
talk.
boy repurposed your
You know what I'm
line.
saying?
Cause I say it better. I be having to make.
He
I
said
had to
you
make it
made it a
sound better, man.
hotline.
Ah,
I made it a
I
hot
made it a
sauce.
hot
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
God,
You made it a
dog.
hot line. I made it a hot song. Hey, so tell me this, all right? How y'all feel about, you know what I'm saying, as far as relationships these days? Like B, I know you married, you at the game and everything like
Are we
that.
doing this right now?
Yeah, we are doing this because I feel like this. It's a couple of topics I know we gonna hit on when it comes to Three Black Dads. And B, you already
Fatherhood,
flashed the bling.
the
You know what I'm saying? You
fatherhood.
already flashed
Yeah.
the bling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you don't, but when it comes to relationships, though, like, let's go with this. What is going wrong with relationships in these days and time? Because when we were coming up, I don't know everybody's background and stuff like that, but it seems like nobody cares about marriage.
This is a great question for Chuck. Chuck in these streets right now.
Say, why you got to put him out there
Bro,
like that, though, man?
What you mean?
No. First of
This
all,
is well known. Chuck in these streets.
man, it wasn't well known
that's
until you
not
just
well
like
known.
Kinfo. This is gonna
That's
be to the
not
masses.
well
You
known.
like, come
Let's
on,
not
man.
do
Like
that.
Kinfo
That
could have
is
had something
not.
out here. You just pretty much like he for the streets. Kinfo,
Hey,
as soon as they see this right here, he getting all type of phone calls. The next live Chuck gonna be beat up
I'm
because
not
of
in
you.
these streets. I am
Come
not in
on,
these
man.
streets.
Yeah.
I'm chilling,
Let's skip
bro.
that topic. We're gonna come back to the next podcast because beef is gonna left for dead. God dang. I hate I
I'm
even
going
brought
off.
that up.
Listen to me. I'm going off my most current information. I don't.
Bro,
No, man, you don't state
We
that
don't
to
talk like we
listen.
used to. We don't talk
Listen,
like we
Chuck
used to.
told everybody who
I'm
he
going off my
was.
most
He didn't
current
give them the
info.
background. He was in the
My most current
streets.
hey,
info.
okay. The
Go ahead.
problem, what I think is the problem with relationships now in the modern day, I think a lot of people want the benefits of a relationship, but they don't want the responsibility.
Mm. What's the benefits though? What's the
I
benefits?
mean,
That's what I'm trying to. Like, I mean,
My
I
God.
have an idea of what they are, but I'm curious what a lot of folks think
I
benefits
mean,
of relationship.
depending on, it depends. Some people want provision. Some people want companionship. Some people want
Netflix and
control.
chill.
Yeah, that's not really. I mean, I don't think that's necessarily unreasonable, right? Provision, okay. Companionship, okay. I'm
It's
not.
not unreasonable,
That's not unreasonable.
but I think all these things come with something. I mean, you have to reciprocate these things, right?
You know what? You know what I think really messed the game up. And I'm lucky. I'm lucky. I kind of got in before all this crazy happened. I ain't gonna lie to you. What messed the game up for real, for a lot of folks trying to get in relationships and be stable. That's social media, bro. And I know
Yeah.
it's an argument we've been making. But that social media is so fake, dog. It's so
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
it's so fake. It's so fake because people only put out the good. Like, you know what I'm saying? First off, and then second is like, if
Hey,
the only reason you want to get married is for the ceremony, bro, just go have you a party. Because
yeah.
realistically, if you want me to be real with you, bro, a marriage don't start till like year 3.
Yep.
If you want to keep it a buck, a marriage don't really start till year 3. Because year 1, you're still in that honeymoon. You know what I'm saying? Y'all lovey dovey, yada yada yada. You probably, you know what I'm saying? You probably still pee with the door closed. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I mean, year 2, it may get a little bit more trying, but a marriage really don't kick off until year 3. That's my assumption. That's on my that's from a nigga we've been married for this year made 13. So, and trust me, all them years was not gravy, bro. Trust me.
They
She
not
sleeps.
supposed to be, I don't think.
She sleeps.
They're
She
not
sleeps after say
supposed to
that.
be. It's work
Yeah,
and it's growth. And
bro,
growth is uncomfortable.
my brother.
Yeah.
And
That's a
people
problem.
want to
But you know
stay in
what?
their comfort zone, but
Yeah,
they still want growth.
that's
And
the issue,
there's
right?
no way.
When you get to that
Com-
point where you're
com-
being stretched and being grown, that's when people quit.
That's
Grow,
when people quit.
compromise. It's a lot of things.
And I
Communication. It's a lot of things.
Accountability.
all of that,
Yes.
bro.
Because
That's all
everybody,
of
I
it.
mean, I think, and from what I've seen, from conversations I've had with different people in the past, it's almost like people want the title, but like y'all said, they don't want the responsibility that comes with it or being accountable of that title. And
They don't understand the
well, I
accountability
think
that comes with it.
I, I think some do. I think most do. I think it's just simple fact, like you said, like they just kind of want what they want at that moment of time until they can actually trust. And be honest with you, I feel like it past has played a part into it. Like it used to be, in my opinion, where you always used to hear about the men dogging women and stuff, but now, truth be told, you hear more so women. A lot of women these days don't mind dogging dudes and doing what they do. I mean,
Hmm.
it's
The
very much
reality,
common now for,
the
huh?
reality is, people don't want to be held accountable by other people because
But
people
I
think
mean, I said all
that.
that. The reason why, because it's hard for females to trust dudes if they feel like, and especially you hear in music, you see it all the time, you hear in the conversation, and just being a young male developing to a man. Most dudes out they don't want no relationship or no commitment. So the females they have to go through that whole trial run and error, and by the time they do
Uh,
get with a dude or find a dude that wants a commitment.
I,
Not for
I
real.
think I
But
think it's a
they
cop
they
out.
they really
If
not
people
trying to hear a lot
if
of
people
things
are
that
making
do
a
be
decision
said.
based on the most recent song that came out, I mean,
You say what? No, not basing it
if it,
off a song. That's not what I'm
I mean, I
saying,
wish.
bro. What I'm saying is most females have experienced some type of situation with a dude to where they do not want to put guards down, and nowadays they want to be
Oh,
Mr. Independent. Nowadays
I
they
mean,
want to be in control of the situation. Nowadays they just want to have their fun.
you can say that about most guys. I mean, that's
But what
you
I'm
can
saying
you
is, it didn't used to be that way. It didn't always used to be, and I'm pretty sure it always been like females that was out there doing their thing. But now it's more common. Now it's more acceptable. Now it's reality, bro.
maybe or maybe it's more televised, right? Don't get
But
twisted. Women been
because it's
slick.
more
Women,
televised, it's becoming more accepted.
listen what I'm saying. Women have been slick for a long time, bro. Women have been
Yeah,
slick for a very long time.
very
Oh,
Right?
long
trust
time.
believe I know that.
Men have been dogs for a long time. It go both
Yeah,
ways on both sides of the spectrum, right?
that is true.
The only difference
It's
is
just more exposed now.
now it's more exposed and more televised. That's the only difference. Like
And but that's what I just stated.
it's like when you start talking about, and I'm gonna change this up just a little bit, but I don't want to stray too far. It's just like when you talking about student teacher relationships. That stuff ain't new. It's
No, it's
just
not.
more. It's just right. It's just more televised and more open. Like because everybody got cell phones. Everybody got little cell phone cameras now.
Yeah,
So everybody got a voice on social media now. So everybody can voice their own opinion and tell exactly what's going on. Ain't none of this stuff
yeah.
new. Women been
No,
slick for a long time, bro. Women
of
have
course,
been
because
slick for a long time.
I mean, really be honest
Since
with you. I mean, they run
since
game
y'all
the
to get
best because
real.
they just slick like that. But at the same time, what I'm saying is, it's almost like I
They've
don't
been
think it
slick,
was
but they've been.
as acceptable as it is now. I don't think a lot of women was out there. They were doing it, but now it's almost like most of the and I can't even speak on majority of all of them, but a lot of the ones that I've seen, or even just a lot of the young women, just hearing them and what they talking about and how they approaching things, like they act like they do, like they really like dudes now. They do what the dudes used to do back in the gap, what we used to hear about, see about, and talk about. Like they it's almost like a role switch.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that.
It
Yeah, I don't
really, I feel like
disagree.
it's a role switch.
It's a that go along with this quote unquote progress though. And
Yeah,
this is more of a social topic, right? Like,
yeah.
do you really believe in do you really believe in like gender equality or what is gender equality, all that other stuff? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, if I'm gonna be keeping a buck, which I like to do, I don't know if I believe in that. Like,
What, gender equality?
I don't know if the term gender equality is something that's actually sustainable or if it's something that's actually attainable. Like, I don't know if it is, right? Like the whole I might get in trouble for this one. But it is what it is. Um uh what is it? Uh the gender, what is it called? Well, people choosing their own genders. I think that's
Ah,
ridiculous. I think that's ridiculous, bro. I personally think it's ridiculous. Uh, but you know, it is what it is, man. Like,
what?
at the end of the day, you do what you want to do. I ain't gotta agree with it. I ain't gotta agree with it. It ain't really got no bearing on me. But I think it's silly, right? Like, if, let's first off start talking about gender equality, right? Like, is it first off, what is gender equality? Because I don't really know what is that. Is it everybody being treated the exact same? Like, if that's the case, why do I hold the door open for my wife and she doesn't hold it open for me? Right? Like,
I
you know what I'm
think it's
saying?
an
Like,
expectation. It's only an
but
expectation.
it's weird
And
to me.
that's the only thing that's changed. The
That's weird to me.
expectations have changed.
Yeah, the standards.
I think there are such things as gender roles. I think there are roles in a relationship that a man should feel and a woman should feel. Right? I think the lines are blurred a little bit. I think there are also some of those roles that can be shared between a man and a woman. But the idea that 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 my wife has the responsibility of raising uh young black boys and a young black girl from a male's perspective, it's almost impossible. And it's like me trying to raise a young black girl from a black woman's perspective. It's not possible because I don't know
Yeah.
what it's like to be a black woman. I don't know what it's like to get my period, right? So I can't coach my daughter through that. Like my wife doesn't know what it's like to 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 have that first fight with the bully. Maybe she does. I don't know. I'll talk to her about that. My wife, there's certain things that are specific to men that my wife doesn't necessarily know how to handle. And that's what I'm here for, and I'm here to fill that gap, just like she's here to fill that gap that I can't fill for my daughter. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah,
don't know,
you
man.
have to. There, you can't have something that's different be equal and try and make them equal when they're
No, bro.
different
That's what I'm
because they
saying.
serve their own purpose. They serve their own
Exactly.
role. So as a man, I serve this role, and as a woman, you serve your role, and people, that's when relationships become successful when you can fulfill your role correctly.
And you know
Or when the
what?
And you,
roles is
When you
understood,
say that,
because like B
when you
just
say
said a
that,
while ago, them
I
lines is
think
blurred.
my bad, BL. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I kind of want to get
Now
this
you
out though.
good.
When Chuck said that, that kind of made me maybe that's what the gender equality is, right? Each of us filling our roles appropriately, right, to fit into that puzzle piece equally. You feel what I'm saying? Like my puzzle piece fits into your puzzle piece equally, and now we have I don't know, bro. I'm serious. That's something that's always confused me about this whole gender thing. One thing that I'm super thankful about is that my wife and I have a very clear understanding. Like, wherever she falls short, I pick up the slack. Wherever I fall short, she picks up the slack. And it ain't no like, nigga, I fold clothes, I'll wash the dishes. You know what I'm saying? She'll fold clothes, she'll wash the dishes. And there's certain times I gotta tell her to go sit her ass down somewhere because she over here trying to, hang some drywall or something. I'm just kidding. You don't do that. But I'm just saying, like, it's certain times where our roles kind of collide, but it's to make sure that it's for the betterment of our household and our family. And I ain't got no issue.
It's communication. Like it's pretty much it starts with
Communication.
communication and understanding as far as what y'all gonna bring to the table. And that's why that's the reason why I said in the beginning, like the roles don't kind of flip to where females feel like they don't. Well, let me not say females. Some women nowadays feel like they don't need men and everything like that. And it started to go off into what you were saying as far as identifying as far as what role they are or they want to play. Because sometimes some people don't know what they want to be some days. But it all starts out with communication. It all starts with that whole communication factor, understanding that you got to compromise in a relationship. It's not about you folding up the clothes and doing everything on your own. It's all about, y'all meeting each other halfway. And as long as they understand roles, as long as y'all understand roles, they will make some work. But if a relationship don't have clear-cut communication, it's tough for it to work.
I don't know why you don't have your camera on, bro, but I'm the only one that has facial expressions going on right now. I don't even you've been stuck in the same pose for the last 45 minutes. Look like to do it off of you. Look like to do it off of
Man, it must be my reception because I've been moving and everything, so I don't know why I've been doing this.
It's like he's stuck in a pose. And Chuck, you just ain't turned your camera on.
Well, maybe the camera just feel like that pose is just where I need to be at, but you know what I'm saying? From my end, I see myself talking. I don't know what it is.
I'm the only one that got facial expression that's responding. It's a podcast.
Well, I can't help it because you stay in the city with this high tech internet and everything like that. I don't have that luxury.
No,
I'm out here to stick.
It was working fine earlier.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know because I'm on this app or what.
And Chuck put himself on mute.
Man, Chuck probably saying all type of stuff about you right now.
Chuck
I don't know why mine saying 32%. I don't know what's going on. Hey, what?
Chuck over there with AC. They over there cutting up. I told you, yeah, look at it, yeah. They go, AC still over there, ain't he?
Nah, he right there.
All right, took off. I'm about to say, turn your camera on, bro.
I ain't in a minute. Hello,
this is a podcast, man. People want to see faces.
Man, I don't know what's going on with mine.
I
you say what?
My face is too handsome for radio, so I can't be on radio. I'm too handsome.
That's one type of we ain't fit to get into.
Huh?
I ain't here to judge you. Your wife love you.
Yeah, hey, I didn't ask you to judge you.
Otherwise, you know what I'm saying, you still look like
I'm a handsome guy. I'm okay with that. Like, it's okay for you to believe you handsome. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hey, you can have that conversation by yourself and with your wife.
I'm a good. Why? Why would I have to have that conversation by myself with my wife?
Because we don't care.
Why?
bro?
Because we don't care. I know I don't care. I don't care how you look.
Somehow you think another guy is a handsome guy makes you gay? You know what you think, B? Oh, that's what B.
No, I'm just not caring about how you look. I don't care how you look. You can be over there with a black eye and a busted lip and missing teeth. I don't care. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
LB.
Yeah.
LB.
You can be over there bald headed, looking like you can be a whole 2'4", and I don't care.
LB. No, LB, listen. LB.
Here we go.
LB. You're a handsome brother, man.
Here we go.
You're a handsome brother.
I don't care how you think I look.
Chuck.
I don't care.
Hey, man,
I don't care.
Hey, one black man to another. Let me give you your flowers, bro. You're a handsome brother. You know wrong with that? Chuck.
I don't care if you think I am or not. That is your opinion. I guess I appreciate that, but I can care less. I didn't need your validation for that.
Why couldn't it just be, hey man, I appreciate it. That's all I had to be.
Because you know why? You want to know why, B? Because I'm gonna tell you why, B. I never fell short of attracting anybody, so I don't need your confirmation of telling me if I'm not.
You don't have to, but I can still have an opinion.
B, don't make this shit weird.
Whether you need confirmation or not, that's fine.
I understand the whole from a black man to another black man, but I don't care on that one. I don't care.
That's okay. You ain't got to.
Yeah, I know.
Because the comment wasn't made to necessarily just edify you. Because in my edification of you, I edify myself. You feel what I'm saying?
Here we go.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Edification is
I'm not just
Hey,
uplifting you, I'm uplifting
did he
myself.
just this bro
Yeah,
just gave me a whole lecture talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
talk
What?
like you talk. And he
yeah.
just
Now you
said the
talk about
word
edification and
edifying.
stuff.
Time out.
You
Edification.
edifying yourself and you edifying people
Wait.
now, bro.
This is a part of my normal vernacular, bro. I use these words on a regular basis.
I
Like
never
on
You
heard
a
you
said
use them.
regular basis.
vernacular.
This
What
how
was
I
the acclimate? What was the word he
this
used
is how
Man, you know
earlier?
this dude told me once before that I talk like I ain't got no degree.
who said that?
You did.
I
I swear on everything I love.
you are
You said
acting
B.
stupid.
You said
He
B for you to
did.
have a college degree. You talk like you ain't got no degree.
How are you
I'm like,
bro?
man,
How
how
you
am I
gonna do
supposed to
that lie?
talk? I put that on everything I love. You told me that.
He did.
B,
You
how
told
are
me
you
that a
gonna
while
tell?
back.
Give
You
me
told me I
give,
talk like I don't have a degree.
give me the
What I'm supposed to
context
say?
in
I'm
which
gonna be
this
using all these
conversation occurred.
vocabularies and stuff.
Please give me the context. Please give me the
What?
context. Give me the context
Yo,
in which this
Chuck, I'm lying.
conversation where I told you you talk like you don't have a degree.
Chuck, I'm lying.
Yeah, I definitely think you lying.
nah, nah.
I'm not lying, bro.
Oh, so wait,
You told me
so
that.
you can confirm that I actually made this comment? Because I would like to know. I would like to know.
B,
I don't think I've
B,
ever
listen
said
to me,
those words.
bro. B, listen to me. All right. I put that on my kids.
Hey man, don't put that on your kid, man. Hey, look at your babies.
I ain't got no reason to lie. You the one that
I
told me
want to
that.
know. You ain't gotta put this on your baby. If I
bro.
say it, tell me when I said it, so I can apologize. Because
I
would
don't
never
need
say
your
that.
apology.
I would
I
never
don't need
say
your
that.
apology.
Hey,
Huh?
I would never say that.
I would never say that.
That's a
Bro.
lie.
If
That
if
is
I
a lie.
did, if I did, you might have made me mad or something.
Guess what? I didn't care.
If I did, you might have made me mad.
Probably made me mad. But if I said that, I'm embarrassed that I said it.
You shouldn't
If
be.
I
Because I didn't care.
if I said
Because I
that,
still
I'm
talk how I
embarrassed.
talk. I don't
think
care.
first of all, I don't think I said it. Number one. Second,
You ain't
if
got to
I
think it.
did
I know
say
you
it,
said it.
second, if I did say it, I'd be embarrassed that I did say that because I don't
I got a college
believe
degree. I don't need your
because I don't
validation on that. I don't have to
because
talk no certain type of way.
I don't believe that black people are a monolith whether you have a degree or not. Or I think we're all different and we all speak differently. We all have different ways of communicating.
Well, guess what, brother?
Some of the most intelligent people I know don't have degrees, and some of the dumbest people I know have multiple degrees. And so,
Well, guess what, brother? You said
if I said that, either I was joking, or you pissed me off somehow.
I didn't really care if you were joking or you were serious or not. It really didn't matter to me.
Look at it. Shut up. Number one.
Because I'm going to say what I want to anyways, however I want to say it. I don't care if he comes out educated or uneducated. I'm going to say what I say. And guess what? It's going to be fair.
Number two.
That's all I know. That's all I know. So I don't need your apology about it. But what I'm saying is you want to use all these words and terms and stuff like that and everything, but then you want to talk about Chuck for saying consumer. Man, if you don't get your doggone I won a Nobel Peace Prize,
I did that because Chuck. Man, when last time you ever heard Chuck talk about this a Consumer Report? or whatever we was talking about.
I said direct to consumer. He like, what do you mean? For this boy to use vernacular, monolith.
He didn't want you. Hey, but on the cool, that's educated terms. Like there's a business. You talking business and stuff. He didn't want you to talk business terms. He wanted you to talk all hood. He wants you to talk like he want to hear that Fifth Ward vernacular.
No.
Chuck, speaking Fifth Ward. You can't speak in business. Speak Fifth Ward to me.
Listen to me. When y'all go back and watch that part, Chuck was real stuffy, just like he was in the intro. Like he was real nervous and real stuffy. He wasn't himself, and then he started talking about the doggone Consumer Report. Like,
but you can't say. Wait a minute, you can't say that because Chuck always been to himself though. Chuck always been to himself. Chuck ain't never been the one to say a whole bunch of stuff. He always been laid back, chilling to himself. He ain't never been that way.
I'm always the one that's going.
Y'all shut up with y'all. But y'all lying. You know
Bro,
what? You know it's fine. It's fine.
you and me
It's fine.
always did all the
The
talking,
more
bro.
podcasts that we do, the more people gonna realize how full of crap both of y'all are.
Bro, you and
And so
LB
it's fine.
always did
I'm
all
okay
the
Man, I
with
ain't
it.
saying
talking, bro.
not one lie
No,
on
I'm
here,
okay
and
with
you
it.
know that.
Y'all was the most talkative ones, but you always, but you gonna try to put it on me.
No, you were just real stuffy in that moment because you were just admit
That
it,
boy
bro.
said,
When we
nah,
first
what
started,
was that
when
other
we first,
words you used too?
bro, I don't
Man, don't
know because
nobody
I use
remember
words
because
on a
don't
regular
nobody
basis.
use it.
I use words on a regular basis.
Bro,
I use these are words that I use on a regular
ah,
basis. All
he
I know is
throwing
this:
out SAT words.
just like when we first started, you were nervous and all.
I said direct to consumer, then he trip out.
He
Bro,
said you
He
in,
pretty
used
much you being too
vernacular
in
like
the
bland.
five
conversation,
times.
You being too
when
basic
you
for
talking
his
with your
word.
homeboys,
This is my vernacular.
My guy over here on his Clifford Harris expeditiously speaking his words, and you
hey,
gonna listen to everything he say.
hey,
I was starting expanding my vocabulary too.
hey, I'm okay with that.
Hey
I'm okay
man,
with that. I'm okay with that
start
Clifford
using
Harris.
expansive jargon.
I'm not.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
start
get
using my
straight
whole
to the
government
point.
name.
You said what?
I'm gonna start using my whole government name.
Nah,
I
you can keep
see
that.
the truth.
My
I'm
whole
not gonna do
government
that.
name. I'm gonna start
Yeah,
wearing.
you can have every bit of
I'm gonna
that.
start wearing collar shirts with the sweat on top of it.
What you talking
Like
about? You
you
used to
did
wear that.
in school.
You've
The
already did
blood
that. You
on
Like
already
you
with,
did
did
in
that.
school.
with the collar
You
sweater.
did that already.
Like you did in college.
I didn't do
Exactly.
none of
Yeah,
Bro.
that.
like he ain't never been in the button up area. You already did that.
Nah,
I
he
didn't
wore
wear
the
no.
polos with the collar pop.
I didn't wear I didn't wear what's the name though. I didn't wear no sweater though. Did I?
You might as
Polos
well
with the
have.
collar pop.
No, I ain't never wear the collar. I never did that.
Yeah, you did.
No, because that was after that style came after the button down. I was a button down fiend. Don't get it twisted. I was a button down with the fitted, cocked to the left
Man,
slightly, with the oversized jeans.
With the
bro.
S
Yeah.
dots.
Well, I only have, I had one pair of S dots. They didn't fit.
And they
One pair.
didn't fit.
One pair. That was the
Yeah.
what's that? The little brown S dots that didn't fit. Only pair I ever had.
Man, my
Yeah,
And
boy
then
nah.
had
and then I started getting the 2 for $89 Reebok.
my boy used to
Yeah.
walk around with a
You said
Discman.
the 2 for 89?
The 2 for 8. Y'all remember 2 for $89 Reebok? The Reebok Classic?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember them joints.
Nah, I didn't, no.
Bruh.
Nah, I didn't
2
do
for
that.
Oh
89.
yeah.
But we go to matter of fact, I went to Shot Town.
Willowbrook.
I went to Shot Town like 2-3 times. We when it got the 2 for $89s, the red ones, the blue ones, the green
Yep.
ones.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
I didn't do
Me
that.
too.
The towel tees was the 4 for 20.
The 4 for 20. That was
I
4
was
for
Air
20
Max
to
and
out.
Jordans.
boy,
Air,
that was a
Air
ridiculous
Max and Jordans.
trend,
I
boy.
wasn't doing none of that.
Oh, that was ridiculous. Them oversized tees.
Oversized tees,
Oh,
what? And
wait, wait,
Jabos.
hold on. You didn't just say you didn't do that. What
What?
you just say?
I did the tees.
I
I
was
didn't
about
do
to
the
say.
Reeboks. I didn't do the
I was
Reeboks.
about to say.
Unless
You
they
had
was
more tall.
obvious.
You had more tall tees than anybody I know.
Hey, hey, it'll be the person they talk about when they talk about black forces. LB was that guy.
He had no black forces.
Yeah, I
He
did.
had, he had them.
Yes, he had black
I
forces.
had black
I don't remember
forces.
that.
He had
I like
all
black
black
forces because I
forces.
didn't like the
Yep.
white ones. They get dirty too quick.
He was that guy.
Black forces, Air Maxes, and Jordan.
Black forces. And
I even had the all black K Swiss
I couldn't afford no
classic.
shoes back. I couldn't afford no shoes back then, so I ain't suck at shoes. I got grown.
I don't see how now we were getting them OP
I couldn't.
checks.
I
OP chicks,
Oh, hey man, I got an OP.
swag chicks.
I got an OP story from TSU. Maybe we'll save it for next podcast, brother.
Yeah,
I'm talking
yeah.
about
We gonna talk about that
20,
because we
25
all got them
hundo.
OP check stories.
Hey, listen to me. 25 hundo. I left it at the end of that night. I had $50 in my pocket.
Bro,
25
Dang, what?
hundo. 25 hundo. End of the night. $50 in my pocket. No cap. No cap. I tell
What
the
was you
story next.
thinking? What
I
was you
tell the
thinking?
story next. I was out
He
of control.
wasn't.
Yeah, I was out of control. Out of control. It's one of them moments. It's after I left PV. It's one of them moments where everybody expects you to kind of be the man because that's kind of how that's kind of that's kind of my rep. And that kind of come off like that sometimes.
Hey,
And it was worse back then. And so
that
when
boy
everybody,
Hey,
talked himself into
you
something.
started wilding after PV, huh?
everybody expect
'Cause
you to be the man. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I gotta look out for everybody.
You talked your way out of that one.
I'm big bro. No, it wasn't like that. It was more really me taking care of the folks that I was with because they didn't have and I did. You feel what I'm saying? It's one of those types of shit. I tell it. And once I tell it, it might make a little bit more sense. Maybe,
Nah.
maybe not. Maybe
nah,
not. But it's one of those situations where
nah.
I look out for people. I look out for people that's with me, especially if I got it. And in that moment, I
Man.
had it, but I also lost it all in that same night. Yeah, $2,500, $50 in the night. It hurt.
I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. I wouldn't did it. I can't do it. But I don't know the story. I don't know the story. I don't know why you did it.
I don't.
That's gonna be for another podcast.
I ended with this, and then we close out the podcast. All right, so because we actually a little over an hour anyway. All right, so this was I was at TSU. I was hanging out with Chuck. You know these folks. I was hanging out with Duke. I was hanging out with Chevis.
Hey, go ahead.
You remember Jelly from Chicago? It's a real pretty girl. Angelica and Joan. You know, and Chuck, B, you know Joan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we all hanging out, right? And we kind of kicking it one night. I don't know what we was doing. Everybody was like, "Well, let's go here, let's go there." And I got we had a couple cars with us. Everybody didn't really have no money, but everybody wanted to go out. So I was like, "I got my check. I ain't really tell nobody I had this money in my pocket, but I had the grip." So we go out to a little bar, hang out for a little bit. I don't really buy drinks at the bar, but I buy a couple for myself, and a couple for the ladies. And then the boys was like, "Hey man, let's go to Onyx." I was like, "Yeah, let's go." So we go to Onyx. Onyx, everybody knows
Makes
Onyx.
sense.
So we go to Onyx and we kick it. You know what I'm saying? I'm suited. I'm suited and booted. I got my, I'm looking good. I'm looking. I'm gonna say this. I'm looking like at the crew. I'm looking like the OG, right? So I'm sitting out chilling. The girls coming up with me, getting dances or whatever. But I noticed like nobody's drinking except me because nobody had any money. So I was just like, forget it, man. I started buying my boys some drinks, buy the girls some drinks, bought some lap dances, chilling, kind of stunting a little bit, probably more than I should have been. But everybody's having a good time. We all chilling, we all kicking, and and that's the one thing I can't abide is going out with friends and somebody not having a good time because they broke, especially if I got it. Here's my thing, though. Here's my thing. You can laugh if you want. Ain't none of my partners ever done me like that. Ain't none of my partners ever done me like that. Well, if I go out, if I ain't got it, they kick down. So I got to reciprocate. So by the end of the night, we had a couple of drinks, had a couple of lap dances. Not a couple, probably had a few. And we got it cutting up. And it's time to go. Pay the tab. And we all tore down the drunk. So I ain't count my money to the next day. Bro, I had maybe $50 in my pocket after cashing the $2,500 check. I'm talking about, bruh, I was hurt. But this was almost 20 years ago, man. So it's like I really don't have no regrets about it because in that moment I took care of my people. Because it's reality. If it was you, I'd done the same thing. You feel what I'm saying?
If it was me, I would have been out there with you, being broke, trying to. Hell no. Listen, listen. And maybe it's just me. But if we out and we just can't drink like that, you better sip some water and enjoy these dances. Enjoy the scenery.
That's well and good, bro. That's well. Here's the thing, though. At that time, I was having a really good job over at Frito-Lay.
Man.
So not only did I have that money, I also had a job. You know what I'm saying? But come on, man. Like, that was the. And that's what you got.
I'm not blowing through all that money.
Hold on. These also the folks that for my 22nd birthday, like they threw a shindig for your boy. Like, and I'm talking about Rocky's Cheerleaders at my 22nd birthday. They bought drinks the entire day for your boy. Like they took care of me on my B-day. Like I didn't spend a dime. And at the end of the night, that party ended with a party with Rocky's Cheerleaders, bro. Like that was so live.
Hey, Chuck, you remember that birthday party?
Y'all wasn't there.
Nah,
Y'all wasn't there.
Maybe we didn't get the invite.
Bro, it was a surprise party. Because
Something a lot familiar.
Chuck, you remember Pierre? Chuck, you remember Pierre from the baseball team, light skinned Pierre?
Yeah.
Pierre from Chicago. Herman. You remember Herman?
I remember Herman.
You remember Devin?
Yeah.
Herman, Devin, and Pierre playing that party.
Mm.
Herman, Devin, and Pierre playing that party. And it ended up being at Pierre's apartment. So they took me to the apartment. We down there chilling. We've been drinking all day at the baseball house. Didn't go to class at all. It was baseball season hadn't started yet, but fall practice was either over, getting ready to be over, because it was November. And so I'm telling you, bro, like those cats took care of me, man. So I felt like, I felt like I had to reciprocate. And these also my people, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, was it dumb?
Chuck can feel you on that. I don't feel you on that, man.
Was it stupid? Probably. But would I have done the same thing for y'all? Had it been us?
Man, I'm not letting you spend that type of money like that on me, first of all.
I was about to say that. Would you ask me to do that? Probably not. But they didn't ask either. They didn't ask.
I would have told you, B, you tripping, bro.
I'm sure one of them probably did, actually. I think Chevis probably did. I ain't going to that. That's going too much detail.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
But
don't do it.
I'm sure Chevis probably did, because Chevis was a stand-up dude. Chevis cat from New Orleans. He was a stand-up cat. He didn't play ball. Sure, you might know Chevis, maybe. Maybe.
Nah, not really, you know what I'm saying? They not so thorough lot familiar, you know what I'm saying? We didn't get invited to the birthday party, but it's all good, kid folk.
Don't be like that, man.
It's all good.
Don't be like that.
It's all
good.
All right, so
that married man whiplash right there, man.
So are we gonna close?
Man.
Are we closing out? Are we closing out the podcast?
Yeah, we're about to get closing out, because you know what I'm saying? I'm about to get my black dad dude, you know what I'm saying, duties done. You know, make sure, it's 11:05 right now, so about to talk to the miss and text with my kids, you know what I'm saying, make sure I get out my good nights in. So until the next time, in between time, yeah, we'll do this again.
Word, Chuck.
Already, my guys.
Hey, so do we close out with a song like, you know what I'm saying, like the Chappelle Show?
Nah, let me do my exit. Y'all did y'all exit, let me do mine.
I thought we were gonna do like I'm the real black sheep, you know what I'm saying?
Man. Hey, man, this has been the first it's the pilot episode 3 Black Dads, man. Find your boy on TikTok at Mr_Lou85. And let me find my Twitter joint, formerly known as X, or X formerly known as Twitter, at Mr. New, SNU_LEW. Man, y'all check your boy on the socials. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this Black Dads thing, man. It's
for sure.
It's me and my brothers, man. This is our regular normal conversation, except for when we get all stuffy like Chuck did. Man, this was fun.
My regular vernacular.
Yeah,
you hear me?
Right, get out of here. All right, so I guess we're gonna come up with a theme song at some point. We're gonna come up with some edits and try to make this thing as official like a referee with a whistle, baby. Until then, hey, peace out, man. Y'all have a good one.
For sure.